called as Part 3. Part 3 in our Indian Constitution deals with fundamental rights. It deals with fundamental rights. Okay, very, very important chapter from your exam point of view. You should remember all these fundamental right, important articles. Okay, now this fundamental right, the idea of this fundamental right was taken from USA, that is American Constitution. Okay, way back in 1776, there was already a revolution in America, and America got independence in 1776. So here, fundamental right was taken from American Constitution when on 26th of November 1950, okay, or 1949, when I talk about this date, on this date we had seven fundamental rights. Okay, initially when we had constitution, we had total seven fundamental rights. But today, if you see, we have six important fundamental rights. One fundamental right, namely right to property. Okay, right to property. This fundamental right is removed. Okay, this particular fundamental right is removed as a removed, and now it is under article 300A as a legal right. Okay, very important, as a legal rights. Got it? Now we'll try to understand each and every articles in detail. Fine. So here I told you six
Sir,
fundamental.
Article 300A or Article 300D, sir?
300A, 300A, that's 300A. Okay. Shall I move ahead? Any doubt?
No,
Sir,
sir.
small doubt, sir.
Yeah, yeah, tell me.
Sir, 1776, what year, sir? It is
This is
on
the
that
year. This is
year.
the year when America got independence. Okay, the American Revolution, completely different story. The company and the British forces, they had fight. Okay, the America got independence in 1776. Got it?
When we get that from fundamental right from we, sir.
Yeah, when our
On which year
constitution
we?
was made. Yesterday we saw, right, 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days. Do you remember yesterday we were watching this? Okay, 2 years,
Yes,
11
sir.
months,
Yes,
and 18 days, and then our drafting committee was looking forward to make the constitution. Correct? No.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that is how, like in the gap of this 2 years, 11 months, 18 days, we took this fundamental right from American Constitution. Okay, fine. So moving ahead, I have told you a shortcut to remember these six fundamental rights. The fundamental rights can be classified into six. That is, there was a football cup match between two teams. That is Team E and Team R. Okay, Team E and Team R. Now, this right to, that is E stands for right to equality. It stands for right to equality. Next, F stands for right to freedom. Right to freedom. Next, E stands for right against exploitation. It stands for right against exploitation. R stands for religious right. Very important. R stands for religious right. C stands for cultural rights. Cultural and educational right. It stands for cultural and educational right. Okay, we'll see in detail what is this cultural and educational right. And R, the last one, stands for right to remedies. Okay, it stands for right to remedies. And yesterday we have seen a basic thing, that Article 32. Article 32 of our Indian Constitution is termed as heart and soul. It is very, very important. Heart and soul of our Indian Constitution. And this was a term given by our Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay. And here, this stands for the five writs. Okay. Five important writs. And these important writs, I told you a shortcut to remember: headmaster called PQ. Headmaster called PQ. H stands for habeas corpus. Okay. H stands for habeas corpus. M stands for mandamus, that we have seen yesterday, mandamus. Then certiorari. Then you have prohibitory. There will be sometime prohibitory orders from Supreme Court on certain High Court. And there is one more thing, that is quo warranto. Okay, very, very important, quo warranto. Okay, so now we'll try to understand what is this fundamental right chapter is all about. The first year we have equality, right to equality. Fundamental rights, it deals with from article number 12 to article number 35. Okay, article number 12 to article number 35. Very, very important. You need to understand this chapter. After this 5 to 10 minutes of the class, I'll ask you questions regard like the UPSC is asking, okay, whether the fundamental right is really fundamental, whether you are getting this fundamental right all the time. Okay, all these things we'll see in detail. So the first one here, right to equality, it deals with article number 14 to article number 18. Very, very important. Article number 14 to article number 18. You can keep writing when the class is going on. Okay. So now here, article number 14 deals with equality before law and equal protection of law. Okay. Article 14, it deals with equality before law and equal protection of law. That means every citizen of India will be protected equally, okay, in front of the eyes of this law. Next, article number 15. Next important article number 15, prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religious, race, sex, etc. Prohibition of discrimination. Okay, prohibition on discrimination. The government or the central government or the state government or anyone in India, we cannot discriminate. It is against the crime, against the rights of the individual. Okay. So prohibition of discrimination on the basis of religion, race, gender, etc. Next, article number 16. Article number 16 deals with equality of opportunity in public employment. Very, very important. Equality of opportunity in public employment. What does it mean? That every Indian is eligible to try any public employment. Understood? Now, the government cannot say that you are from the northeast part of India or you are from the south part of India, so you are not eligible for certain kind of public employment. So article number 16, it deals with equality of public employment. Understood? Next, article number 17 deals with untouchability. Okay, article number 17, it deals with abolition of untouchability. Most of the time, the questions were asked from this article number 17, untouchability. Understood? And the last year in this equality is article number 18. This is abolition of titles. Abolition of titles. Now, what does it mean? Now, abolition of titles in the sense when India was under the British rule or under the rules of the king and the queen, there will be a person who will be called as king, okay, Chhatrapati, Nizam, in this way. So the title of this Nizam, Chhatrapati, everything was removed when India got independence and we were making our constitution. The forefathers, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and all the members, they decided to abolish this title. But there is one exception, that the military ranks, very, very important. The military ranks, for example, lieutenant, captain, major, wing commander, okay, admiral, these ranks you can use in front of your name. Okay, these ranks, the military decorated ranks can be used in front of the person's name even after his death. Okay, this is the fundamental right every Indian has. One more important in this same, that the educational degrees like doctor, educational degrees like doctor, imagine he is an MBBS or a PhD holder, so he can use doctor in front of his name. Understood? So these two people, okay, the military ranks and the educational degrees, those people can have titles. Okay, very important. This you can keep in mind. Okay, now what are the expected questions from this right to equality? Article number 14 to 18, right to equality. Okay, this article number 17, it deals with untouchability. Most of the time, your examination question is on untouchability. Got it? Next, you have article number 15, that is prohibition. Prohibition on discrimination. Okay, the government cannot discriminate any individual on the basis of religion, race, caste, etc. Okay, this is one important thing you should remember. Okay, are you understanding, boys? Are you getting the point here? Sukhbir, are you understanding? Umares?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Next important, very, very important, that is your freedom, right to freedom. Okay, I'm writing here. This starts from article number 19 to article number 22. Very, very important. This is, you know, very, very basic. Article number 19, you have to by heart at any cost. Under this article number 19, there are another 6 fundamental rights. Okay, other 6 fundamental right. I'll keep writing here. Right to freedom of speech and expression. Okay, speech and expression is one right. Then you have right to assembly. You have right to assembly. Then you have right to form association. Then you have right to form association. Then you have right to movement. Under the same, under article number 19, we are watching under article number 19, you have right to movement. Then you have right to residence. You have right to residence here. And next you have profession. Okay, profession. So these are the 6 basic fundamental right under article number 19. Okay, see here, this is article number 19A, 19B, 19C, 19D, 19E, and 19F. Okay, so these fundamental rights here, right to freedom, we are watching the second classification, right to freedom. Under right to freedom, we are watching the first article, that is article number 19. Under 19, you have right to free speech and expression. You have right to assemble. You have right to form association. You can move in any part of India. You can have residence in any part of India. And you can profession, like you can do any profession which you like. Understood? This is what you have to keep in mind. Next, you have article number 20. This is protection from conviction and offenses. Okay, conviction and offenses. A person cannot be punished for the same crime again and again by different courts. Okay, this is the meaning of this. A person cannot be punished for the same crime double, like there should not be double punishment on certain individuals. Got it? This you have to keep in mind. Next, you have article number 21. Very, very important. This is right to liberty. Okay, this is right to life and liberty. Very, very important. You can keep this in mind. Okay, most of the textbook will have just article number 21, that is right to liberty. But under this right to liberty, there are plenty of things that we'll see one by one. Okay, and next is article number 22, that is from detention, prevention of arrest and detention. You are going to get protection from the government. Okay, protection from arrest and detention. Very, very important. Now here, I'll tell you the story. In arrest and detention, there are 2 types of detention. One is called as preventive detention, like an house arrest, and another is like inside the custody. Okay, so let us try to understand one by one. Okay, article number 21. Article number 21, it talks about right to life and liberty. Right to life and liberty. Very, very important. Right to life and liberty. Now here inside this, under Article 21, you have right against handcuffing. Okay, right against handcuffing. You might have heard a sensational news from America, that is a police officer who kneeled down on a person called as George Floyd.
George
Okay.
Floyd.
Yeah, George Floyd. He kneeled down on his neck for near about 9 minutes, and this person was killed. And if you see the American police, how they arrest, they will always handcuff the people. Okay, they will handcuff any individual on public, and they will put them into jail. But here in India, the Indian Constitution provides a fundamental right that police cannot handcuff you. That means police can catch your hand, they can drag you in your jeep or somewhere like that, but they cannot put chains, they cannot put chain or lock your hand in public. Okay, so this is one right. Under this article 21, this is one right. Next, in the same way, you have right to privacy. Understood? You have right to privacy under article 21. When this Aadhaar card issue came, okay, Aadhaar card, we'll do a case study on this Aadhaar card now. When Aadhaar card issue came, for any service, if you want a SIM card or if you want any service, what happened? Like imagine you are going to book a train ticket or a plane ticket or anything. What happened is that government immediately they ask your Aadhaar card, and in Aadhaar card your date of birth, your gender, all the details are there. So the Supreme Court came and they gave a judgment that privacy is the fundamental right of an individual. The government should not force any individual to disclose his Aadhaar card number for all the services, except few services. Okay, so like this, you have right to privacy. Next, you have right to die with dignity. This is little shocking. You have right to die with dignity. Okay, every Indian has the right to die. Okay, we have right to die. What does it mean? The meaning of this means that now you have to suppose, for example, sometimes if a person is not well, okay, if there is a person who is an orphan, okay, there is a person, a very age old person who is an orphan, he don't have anyone to take care of him, of his like illness, and he is old. So at that time, he is writing a willing letter to the government. If he writes a willing letter to the district collector or the nearest hospital that he wants to, like die with dignity, there will be lethal injection given by the doctors, and he will be dying with dignity. That's the meaning of this. For this also, there is an important case that is called as like in Bombay, there was a nurse, Aruna Shanbog. Okay, Aruna Shanbog. This case gave the judgment. Like this, Article number 21, we have plenty and plenty of fundamental rights under this Article number 21, which even the Supreme Court is not confirm about. Okay, whenever, as and when the cases comes in front of the Supreme Court, these cases will be taken and it will be discussed. Okay, now if you read NCRT textbooks, okay, if you read NCRT textbook, there this article number 21 is not given in detail. But if you read Lakshmikant, okay, if you read Lakshmikant, this article number 21, there is a long list given. Okay, near about another 19 to 20 fundamental rights under this, it is there. Okay, so the candidates, those who are trying for UPSC, try to read this also. Okay, but before that, try to make your basics strong. Next, moving ahead, you have right to exploitation. Very, very important. Article number 23. Article number 23 is called as right to exploitation. Now, here in this exploitation, what happens? Women's and children. Okay, women's and children, they are being protected mainly. Women's and children, they are being protected from human trafficking. Okay, they have been protected from human trafficking. What does this trafficking means? Kidnapping. Understood? It is been from kidnapping. Now, what happens in most of the cities? Even recently in Bangalore, there is a news that a lot of beggars, the women and the children beggars are out on the streets. When the police started doing a covert operation, they found out that behind all these beggars, there is one mafia. Okay, there is a gang, mafia gang, who are kidnapping these children and forcing them to beg on the road. So these women and children are the weaker section of the society. They are protected under article number 23. Okay, you can protect yourself under this human trafficking. You can say here that it is forced labor also. Okay, there is one more word here used, that is forced labor. That means what? If you go to some areas like brick clean industries, okay, brick manufacturing industry, there you can see some people are forced to work overtime. They are underpaid. Okay, they are less than 18 age. So those kind of places, here we have fundamental right, that is article number 23. Next, you have article number 24. This is your child labor. Very, very important. Child labor. Child labor is a crime. Okay, child labor. See, if they want to ask a question from fundamental right, if they want to ask a question from fundamental right, the UPSC is going to ask from article number 17 here. And next, the favorite part will be article number 24, that is the child labor. Which article talks about child labor? Answer is 24. Now, here, child labor gradually, the government is deciding that child labor should be eradicated gradually, not all of a sudden. Okay, so children means what? Less than 16 years of age. Less than 16 years of age, boy or girl should not work in any like hazardous industry. They are permitted, at present they are permitted to work in bookshop, in libraries. Okay, in bookshops and libraries. Okay, so every 10 years the rules changes, and slowly, step by step, this is going to be eradicated. At the same time, in order to eradicate the child labor, the government has come up with right to education. Okay, right to education, very, very important. Got it? So right to education is one more thing that government is trying to do. Okay, and next, moving ahead, an important right, that is right to religion. Got it? Are you understanding, boys? All of, are you getting it, what I'm telling here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So article number 25, very, very important. Free profession and practice. You can practice whatever religion you want. Okay, every Indian has right to free practice and profession their own religion. Okay, next, here 26th article is you can manage your own religious affair. you can manage your own religious affair. That means what? If there is a temple. Okay, let me talk about a temple, that is Sabrimala. So the Sabrimala temple, they can have their own rules and restrictions. Okay, now for example, the South Indian temples, they will not allow any men to wear jeans and all. They nowadays, they're forcing the people to wear dhoti, and then they are allowed. So like this, it is the temple's rule. Okay, it is a temple rule to manage all the finance and all these things. To manage their own religious affairs is one of the fundamental right for the religion in India. Next, to article number 27, freedom from payment of taxes. Okay, freedom from payment of taxes. Suppose if you are promoting your religion, okay, very, very important. Suppose if you are promoting your religion, here the word promotion is very, very important. Okay, if you are promoting your religion, then there will be freedom from taxes. Okay, that means suppose if you are a Muslim or a Christian, and if you want to promote your religion, you can do it, because since you have a fundamental right, and for that you will have less taxes. Okay, you need not pay taxes for those kind of events. Next, the most important article number 28, freedom from attending religious instruction or worship in certain educational institution. Okay, religious instructions. What does it mean? Religious instructions, very, very important. Now you might have heard that there is something called as madrasas. Okay, madrasas. This, what is this madrasas? Young boys and girls, they will go to this school which is run by the Islamic board. Okay, it is run by the Islamic board, and here they will learn Quranic learn. Okay, here they will be learning Quran. They will be learning about the Islam. There won't be any science. There won't be any history, geography, or mathematics kind of subjects. They will be learning only the Quran and all those kind of topics. Okay, so in India, just in the beginning, we saw yesterday's class that India is a secular state. But being a secular state, can I attend a religious school? Now let us talk about Hinduism. In some temple, even now there is Gurukul system. Okay, there is Gurukul system. Now in this Gurukul system, what happens? The young boys, they go and attend these classes, and they will be studying Upanishad, Vedas, and all these things. So in country like India, which does not have any relation, or they don't give importance to any religion, can I attend this kind of instructions? Yes, you can do it, because here article number 28 is called as freedom from attending religious instructions. Okay, a boy or a girl from in India, they can go and attend the religious instructions. Okay, this is what the meaning is. Are you getting the point here? So everyone has a right of religion, and this is one of the important right. Right to religion is very, very important. Next, moving ahead, cultural and educational right. Here
Excuse
only
me,
two.
sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, from any religion, they can. Yeah, Hindu can go to Muslim to educate. So
It depends
that is
on
the meaning.
individual. It depends on individual. If he want to go, he can go. Not an issue. If you want to go, he can go. Not an issue.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. It's not like only
Okay.
Hindu should attend only Gurukul system. It's not like that. The thing here is, there can be in country like India, there can be some religious instructions. Okay, like that.
Okay, sir.
Next, you have article number 29, protection of interest of minorities. Okay, protection of minorities. Now, this minorities means what? Suppose certain sections of India, okay, all are not Hindus, all are not from general category. There are some minorities, those who want protection under constitution. Okay, so all these minorities are protected under article number 29. Very, very important. And the next article which I'm going to write, that is 30, is the most important after article number 17, article number 24, and now the next is article number 30. What is this article number 30? Right of minorities to establish educational institution. I am writing here educational institution. Okay, educational institution. Now what does it mean? See, suppose if there is Hindu, then Muslim, then Sikh, then Islam. Okay, imagine these people are there. Now if you see, Hindus are majority in India. Now the Sikh people are there, then Christians are there. Okay, all these people are there. So these minorities, we are talking about these minorities. These minority people will have the right to establish educational institution. Okay, they have the right to establish educational institution. That's the meaning of this article number 30. And even in certain states, particular states like Karnataka, all the 28 states, there are some minority people inside that particular state. They will establish education institution. You can just go and check. Okay, you can just go and check how many universities are run by this government, how many universities are run by these minorities. So this is one of the fundamental rights. Now, why I am forcing on this article number 30? Because now we will study that whether this fundamental right is available for everyone, even if it's from a person from foreign origin, whether it's like that. Okay, so let us try to understand this in detail now. Okay, and already I have discussed article number 32 is heart and soul of our Indian constitution. And the right to property, you can see here after 30, article number 31 is not there. This article number 31 was right to property. Okay, article number 31 was right to property. This property was removed. This right to property, this freedom, fundamental right was removed, and now it is under article number 308 that we have discussed in the beginning of the class. So, are you finding it? This is the bookish knowledge that you should have, minimum bookish knowledge that you should have. Are you getting the point here, everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, fine. So let me give a quick recap of this chapter. That is fundamental right. We are into a chapter that is fundamental right, and there are at present there are 6 fundamental right. We have taken this fundamental right from America, and this is in part number 3. Okay, this is in part number 3. This 6 fundamental right can be classified into right to equality.
Sir,
Yeah, doubt.
sir, Article 21A.
Yeah, I'll come to that. That is right to education. Yeah, I'll come. Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. You have right to equality. That is the first classification. Then right to freedom. You have right to exploitation, right to religion, cultural and educational right to remedies. Okay. This right to remedies you have to by heart. They may ask you match the following. What does the habeas corpus means? Okay. What is the meaning of all this thing? Okay. Mandamus, mandatory, certiorari, prohibitory, quo warranto. Okay. Match the following kind of things they will ask you. Next, the first thing here, equality. You have 14, article number 14, protection in law, in front of law. Okay, then article number 15, prohibition on discrimination. Next, article number 16, equal opportunity of public employment. Untouchability is article number 17, very, very important, and abolition of titles. Okay. Next, you have article number 19. Under article number 19, you have speech, assembly, association, movement, residence, profession. Okay, or you can call it as practice also. Article number 20 is conviction. Article number 21 is liberty. And 21A, okay, just now, article number 21A, this is right to education. Every Indian has the fundamental right for educate himself between the age group of 6 to 14. Okay, between the age group of 6 to 14. Next, you have article number 22, arrest and detention. And we have already seen what are there in article under article number 21. Next important article number 23, that is human trafficking, or I can call it as against the kidnapping and all and forced labor. Article number 24 is child labor. Okay, article number 24, it is child labor. Religion right, that is 25 is practice. You can practice any religion in India. 26, you can manage the own religion affairs. Okay, every religion have the rights to manage their own religious affairs. 27 is freedom from paying taxes for promoting that particular religion. And 28 is religious instructions. Okay, a candidate can go and attend any religious instructions. Next is article number 29 and article number 30. This article number 29 is right for minorities to protect themselves, and they can have education instruction, education institution under this article number 30. So this is what is all about in this chapter. This is the bookish knowledge, whatever they in the book that you should have. Now we'll try to understand, we'll try to analyze what happens with each and every fundamental right. Are you ready for this now? Are you understanding till now? Did you understand? Any doubt you have, you can ask me. Okay, shall I move ahead now? Fine. So the first thing here, these fundamental rights, this fundamental right which you are enjoying now, will you get this fundamental right all the time? That is the question. Okay, the first question here in your examination will your fundamental right will be for all the time? Imagine the country is in emergency. Okay, a foreign country has attacked us. and now the opposition leaders are talking against the government, and there is confusion among the people. So during this time of emergency, will you enjoy all the fundamental right? This is one question. The second question is, we have seen six classification and so many articles under the six classification, whether a citizen from foreign, whether he will also enjoy all these fundamental rights. Okay, if not, which are all the fundamental rights only for Indian citizens? Okay, this is what they will ask you. Okay, so what is this? Whether this fundamental right is absolute? All these questions they will be asking you. Okay, you can take down this very, very important. You can take down this very, very important point which I'm mentioning here. Article number 15, Article number 16, Article number 19, Article number 29, and Article number 30. Okay, Article number 30. These fundamental rights are only, very important, these are only for Indian citizens. It is only for Indian citizens. Understood? It is not for foreigners. Okay, a foreigner, he will have equal protection of law. Imagine if something happens, he's been he has committed some crime and he's behind the bars. So he will enjoy Article number 14. This is equality of equal of law, equality of law. This point we have seen in the beginning. So Article 14 he will enjoy, but he will not enjoy Article number 16 and 15 and all those things. Okay, so this is what you have to keep in mind. Okay, the first important question here from your exam point of view, which are all the fundamental right enjoyed by only Indian citizens? Answer is
16,
Article
19, 29, 30.
16, 19, 29, 30. Till now, whatever we have seen, that is just a basic thing. But from now onwards, whatever we are watching, this is from your exam point of view. Okay, very, very important. You have to keep this in mind. Okay. Next, if you see that fundamental right, will you get this fundamental right every time, even during emergency? The answer is no. Okay, the answer is no. Whenever the country is under emergency, your fundamental right will be cancelled immediately. Okay, which fundamental right will be cancelled immediately? Article number 19 will be cancelled immediately. That means you will not have right to free speech and expression. You will not have right to free speech and expression. You will not have right to assemble. You will not have right to association. Then you have movement, practice, residence. These fundamental rights will be cancelled immediately without even notice. The president or the government will not come and mention to you that you don't have right to freedom of speech and expression, because already India is under emergency. This you have to keep in mind. So suppose if the question is during emergency Article 19 is cancelled, so what about the other rights? Other rights are also cancelled. Suppose this is one question. Otherwise they will ask, even during emergency, okay, even during emergency, a particular right will not be cancelled. That is Article number 20 and Article number 21. This is your examination question. Which of the fundamental right, which of the fundamental right will not be cancelled, will not be cancelled even during emergency? Article number 20 and Article number 21. Okay, this is Article number 21 is right to life and liberty that we have seen, that is against handcuffing. Okay, against handcuffing and all these things. Then you have right to privacy. Okay, right to shelter, right to work. There are many rights under this. Then Article number 20 is conviction from offenses. Conviction from offenses. These two fundamental rights will not be cancelled even during there is emergency. Understood? So these are your examination questions. These are very, very important examination question. Now, if they ask you whether the Indian citizens are enjoying fundamental right through completely, is it absolute? Answer is no, because during emergency, your fundamental rights will be cancelled. Okay, so what happens during emergency? The cancellation of the fundamental right. The cancellation of the fundamental right, this is taken from Weimar Constitution, or I can call it as German Constitution. Okay, Weimar Constitution, or I can call it as Germany. Okay, the Germany has seen a lot of emergency war, World War One and World War Two. So there, this was a practice that whenever there is world war, there was fundamental right being cancelled for the citizens. So Indians, they took this idea from Germany, and that is what it is. But except Article number 20 and 21, the fundamental right will not be cancelled. You got the point here, everyone? Are you understanding?
Sir, under what circumstances a country is declared emergency, sir?
Yeah, that is one more chapter that we'll be doing it today. Okay, I'll be doing it now within short time. So suppose if you understand what is this fundamental right chapter, then we will try to understand what is emergency and all. Okay, I'll do it now. In within 5 to 10 minutes, I'll do it. Okay. Then any other doubt you have? You got the point here. So this is a chapter of fundamental rights. Okay, the chapter of fundamental right is over. If anything is missing, we'll continue with the previous year questions and practice questions. Okay, fine. So now it is 7:12. You try to take a break of 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, I'll give you new ID and password. We'll continue with the class. Okay, you take a break now.